Aromas of the Ancients, exploring the evolution and use of scent in ancient Latin America. Chapter 1, Botanical Bouquets, Aromatic Treasures of Mesoamerica. Latin America, a tapestry of botanical wonders woven into the very fabric of ancient civilizations. The region's rich biodiversity provided a plethora of native plants and flowers that captivated the senses, particularly through their aromatic allure. Let's embark on a fragrant journey through the lush landscapes of pre-Columbian Latin America, where civilizations like the Aztecs, Maya, and Inca cherished the aromatic treasures bestowed upon them by Mother Nature. In the heart of the Aztec Empire, the gardens of Tenochtitlan bloomed with an array of aromatic marvels. Nahuatl-speaking people, the Aztecs had an intimate connection with the land, cultivating plants not only for sustenance but also for their olfactory delights. One such gem was the copal tree, its resin burned as incense in religious ceremonies, releasing a mystical fragrance that wafted through temples and plazas. The Aztecs also held the intoxicating marigold, known as cempasúchil, in high esteem. This vibrant flower adorned ceremonial garlands and altars, particularly during the Dia de los Muertos, where its scent was believed to guide the spirits of the deceased. Imagine the air saturated with the sweet and earthy perfume of marigold petals, a sensory experience woven into the fabric of Aztec rituals. Further south, the ancient Maya civilization reveled in the aromatic bounty of the Yucatan Peninsula. Vanilla orchids draped themselves over the lush vegetation, their delicate fragrance infusing the air. The Maya were pioneers in using vanilla not just for flavoring but also for perfumery and as a symbol of love and fertility. The tantalizing aroma of vanilla must have lingered in the tropical breeze, a testament to the Maya's appreciation for the botanical treasures surrounding them. As we venture into the Andean highlands, the Inca Empire unveils its own aromatic symphony. Amidst the towering peaks and fertile valleys, the sacred coca plant flourished. Used ceremonially and medicinally, the coca leaves were chewed for their stimulating properties, releasing a mild, invigorating scent. The Inca believed that coca connected them with the divine, and the aroma of this sacred plant was an integral part of their spiritual rituals. In the rainforests of Amazonia, a cacophony of scents awaited the curious explorer. The vibrant heliconias, with their ornate and flamboyant blooms, painted the landscape with hues of red, orange, and yellow. These exotic flowers not only dazzled the eyes but also emitted a subtle, sweet fragrance that blended harmoniously with the earthy aroma of the rainforest. Heliconias were not just botanical wonders but olfactory delights that underscored the richness of the Amazonian ecosystem. The ancient peoples of Latin America were skilled herbalists, harnessing the aromatic properties of plants for both practical and mystical purposes. The sassafras tree, with its aromatic roots, was revered for its medicinal qualities among various indigenous groups. The aromatic essence of sassafras was believed to have purifying properties, and its roots were brewed into teas or used in rituals to cleanse the body and spirit. In the high-altitude regions, the heady fragrance of eucalyptus trees permeated the air. The Mapuche people, native to the southern cone of South America, utilized eucalyptus leaves for their aromatic and therapeutic benefits. The invigorating scent of eucalyptus not only refreshed the senses but also served as a natural remedy for respiratory ailments, a testament to the ancient wisdom embedded in the botanical landscape. The sacred chicle tree, native to the Yucatan Peninsula, bestowed upon the Maya the gift of chicle, a natural gum with a mildly sweet and aromatic flavor. Chicle was not only chewed for pleasure but also used in religious ceremonies. The act of chewing chicle released its subtle fragrance, creating an atmosphere of reverence and connection with the divine. Among the myriad of aromatic herbs that graced the landscape, sage stood out as a potent symbol in many indigenous cultures. The Aztecs burned sage as a ritualistic incense, its cleansing smoke believed to ward off negative energies and purify both the physical and spiritual realms. The aromatic dance of sage smoke was an integral part of ceremonies, creating an ambience that transcended the earthly plane. The ancient inhabitants of Latin America understood the language of plants, recognizing not only their practical uses but also their ability to elevate the human experience through scent. The passion flower, with its intricate blooms, was revered by the Aztecs for its calming properties. The delicate scent of passionflower permeated the air, creating a serene environment that complemented the spiritual practices of meditation and contemplation. The vibrant bougainvillea, adorned with papery bracts in shades of pink, purple, and red, graced the gardens of ancient civilizations. Beyond its visual splendor, the bougainvillea exuded a subtle fragrance, adding a sensory dimension to the colorful landscapes. The Maya, in particular, celebrated the bougainvillea as a symbol of beauty and abundance, its aromatic presence enhancing the aesthetic allure of their surroundings. In the realm of medicinal plants, the ancient Latin Americans had an extensive pharmacopoeia rooted in the aromatic bounty of the land. The guayusa plant, native to the Amazon rainforest, was cherished for its leaves, which were brewed into a stimulating tea. The invigorating aroma of guayusa permeated the rituals of the Quichua people, providing both physical and sensory nourishment. The sacred chacruna plant, containing the visionary compound DMT, held a prominent place in the shamanic traditions of the Amazonian peoples. The aromatic essence of chacruna leaves, when brewed into the sacred ayahuasca potion, created a sensory portal to the spiritual realms. The ancient shamans understood that the aromatic signature of plants played a vital role in the efficacy of their rituals, guiding participants through transcendent experiences. As we conclude our aromatic odyssey through ancient Latin America, we stand in awe of the intricate relationship between humans and the botanical realm. The indigenous peoples, attuned to the language of plants, wove a fragrant tapestry that enriched their daily lives and spiritual practices. The aromatic treasures of copal, marigold, vanilla, coca, heliconia, sassafras, eucalyptus, chicle, sage, passionflower, bougainvillea, guayusa, and chacruna are but a few notes in the symphony of scents that once graced this extraordinary landscape. In the whispers of the wind through the rainforest leaves, in the smoke rising from ceremonial fires, and in the petals of vibrant flowers, the ancient aromas of Latin America linger. These scents tell a story of reverence for nature, a deep understanding of the therapeutic properties of plants, and a profound connection between the human spirit and the botanical world. As we inhale the fragrant echoes of a bygone era, we are reminded that the aromatic legacy of ancient Latin America continues to permeate the air, an invisible bridge between past and present. In the ancient tapestry of Mesoamerican civilizations, scents were not merely ephemeral whispers in the air but powerful threads woven into the fabric of rituals, ceremonies, and everyday life. The use of aromas held profound cultural significance, shaping the spiritual landscape and forging connections between the earthly and the divine. Let us embark on a sensory journey through the aromatic rituals of Mesoamerican societies, where copal, cacao, tobacco, and other scents became conduits to the sacred. At the heart of Mesoamerican olfactory traditions stood copal resin, extracted from trees native to the region. Copal held a sacred status among the Aztecs, Maya, and other Mesoamerican cultures. The resin, when burned as incense, released a fragrant smoke believed to carry prayers and offerings to the gods. Copal was a bridge between the earthly realm and the divine, its aromatic tendrils ascending to the heavens in ceremonies of reverence. In Aztec rituals, copal played a central role, especially in ceremonies dedicated to deities like Xiuhticuhtli, the god of fire and time. The aromatic dance of copal smoke was an invocation, a means of communing with the divine forces that shaped their cosmology. Temples and ceremonial spaces were infused with the resin's fragrance, transforming the atmosphere into a sacred realm where the physical and spiritual converged. The Maya, too, embraced copal as an aromatic conduit to the divine. Palenque, a Maya city-state, revealed intricate carvings depicting rulers offering copal to their gods. The scent of copal permeated the grand plazas and sacred spaces, enveloping the Maya in a fragrant cocoon during their rituals. The aromatic language of copal spoke of devotion, of a people reaching beyond the material world to touch the divine through the ethereal medium of scent. Cacao, the sacred bean that later became synonymous with indulgent chocolates, had its roots in Mesoamerican rituals. The Maya and Aztecs revered cacao not just for its culinary delights but also for its sacred essence. Cacao played a crucial role in ritualistic beverages, where its bitter elixir was believed to facilitate communication with the spirit world. The Aztecs, in particular, prepared a frothy and aromatic beverage known as xocoltl, made from roasted cacao beans, water, and spices. This aromatic concoction was not a mere indulgence but a sacred potion consumed during ceremonies and religious rites. The aroma of cacao infused the air, creating a sensory backdrop for the Aztecs to engage with the divine in a state of heightened awareness. Tobacco, in its sacred form, was another aromatic thread woven into Mesoamerican ceremonies. Unlike the commercialized tobacco of today, the indigenous peoples cultivated a potent and spiritually charged variety. Tobacco smoke was considered a vehicle for communication with the gods, a sacred offering that transcended the physical act of smoking. Among the Aztecs, the god Quetzalcoatl was often associated with tobacco, linking the aromatic smoke to divine wisdom and enlightenment. The act of inhaling the fragrant tendrils of tobacco became a ritualistic communion, a way for the Aztecs to seek guidance and blessings from the spiritual realm. The aromatic dance of tobacco smoke became a form of prayer, an intimate conversation with the deities that shaped their existence. In everyday life, Mesoamerican societies embraced scents not only for their spiritual significance but also for practical purposes. Aromatic herbs and resins adorned homes, serving as natural air fresheners and insect repellents. The fragrant petals of flowers, like those of the marigold, were woven into garlands and bouquets, creating an olfactory symphony that transcended mundane existence. The marigold, or cempasúchil in Nahuatl, held a special place in Aztec culture. Beyond its visual beauty, the marigold exuded a sweet and earthy fragrance that symbolized the ephemeral nature of life. During the Dia de los Muertos, the Aztecs adorned altars and graves with marigold flowers, believing that the aromatic essence guided the spirits of the departed back to the world of the living. The scent of marigold became a poignant reminder of the interconnectedness of life and death. As we delve into Mesoamerican aromatic traditions, we encounter the exquisite tapestry of botanical scents that colored their spiritual and everyday experiences. The resins of copal, the bitter aroma of cacao, the sacred smoke of tobacco, and the sweet fragrance of marigold all played distinctive roles in the cultural narrative of Mesoamerican societies. The olfactory landscape extended beyond the confines of rituals and ceremonies, seeping into the artistry of pottery and sculpture. Vessels adorned with intricate carvings depicted gods and mythical creatures, their forms infused with the essence of copal and other sacred scents. These vessels, often used in ceremonies, became vessels not only of liquid but also of aroma, carrying the spirit of the divine within their fragrant confines. The aromatic language of Mesoamerican cultures spoke of a profound understanding of the natural world and its intertwining with the spiritual realm. The scents were not mere embellishments but keys to unlocking the doors of perception, allowing the Mesoamerican peoples to transcend the material and commune with the unseen forces that shaped their existence. In the echoes of copal smoke, the bitterness of cacao, the sacred waft of tobacco, and the sweet embrace of marigold, we find the remnants of a cultural tapestry woven with aromatic threads. Mesoamerican societies, in their wisdom, harnessed the power of scents to navigate the intricate dance between the mundane and the divine, leaving behind a fragrant legacy that whispers through the ages. As we inhale the aromatic echoes of their rituals, we are transported to a time where scent was not just a sensory experience but a gateway to the sacred, an invitation to commune with the gods through the language of aroma. Chapter 2: Incense and Offerings, Aromatic Rituals of the Maya and Aztecs. In the ancient realms of the Maya and Aztec civilizations, the sacred and the aromatic coalesced in a dance of rituals that transcended the earthly plane. Incense, with its ethereal tendrils of fragrance, became a conduit to the divine, an offering that bridged the mortal and the spiritual realms. Let us traverse the sacred landscapes of these Mesoamerican civilizations, where the aromatic embrace of copal, resins, and sacred herbs elevated religious ceremonies to sublime heights. The Aztecs, with their grand city of Tenochtitlan, were masterful architects of religious ceremonies. Central to these rituals was the aromatic dance of copal, a resin extracted from trees native to the region. Copal, with its sweet and earthy fragrance, was not just a substance but a sacred medium through which the Aztecs communicated with their pantheon of deities. In the heart of the Templo Maya, the main temple of Tenochtitlan, copal braziers burned incessantly, sending plumes of fragrant smoke skyward. The scent of copal permeated the sacred precincts, creating an atmosphere charged with spiritual energy. The Aztecs believed that the aromatic tendrils of copal smoke carried their prayers and offerings to the gods, a celestial dialogue woven through the incense-laden air. The Templo Maya was not the only space adorned with the aromatic essence of copal. Aztec homes, too, embraced the sacred resin, especially during domestic ceremonies and private worship. Copal braziers adorned household altars, their fragrant smoke invoking the divine presence into the intimate spaces of everyday life. The aromatic language of copal spoke of a people deeply attuned to the spiritual dimensions woven into the fabric of their existence. As the Aztecs engaged in elaborate ceremonies, the scent of copal merged with other aromatic offerings, creating a sensory symphony that resonated across the temples and pyramids. Flowers, herbs, and sacred woods accompanied the resinous notes of copal, adding layers of olfactory complexity to the rituals. The marigold, or cempasúchil, held a special place in Aztec ceremonies, its sweet fragrance symbolizing the impermanence of life and death during the Dia de los Muertos. The Aztecs also revered the intoxicating aroma of the vanilla orchid. Beyond its culinary uses, vanilla was a sacred scent, its aromatic essence believed to be an offering pleasing to the gods. The Aztecs incorporated vanilla into their rituals, infusing the air with its sweet and comforting fragrance as a gesture of devotion. In the Maya civilization, aromatic offerings played an equally central role in religious practices. Palenque, a Maya city-state nestled in the dense jungles of present-day Mexico, revealed intricate carvings and murals depicting the ceremonial use of incense. The Maya, too, utilized copal as a sacred resin, employing it in rituals that echoed through the labyrinthine corridors of their temples. Maya priests, adorned in intricate regalia, swung censers filled with copal during ceremonies. The rhythmic motion released fragrant clouds of smoke, enveloping the sacred spaces in an aromatic embrace. The scent of copal, with its grounding yet transcendent notes, became a vessel for the prayers and supplications of the Maya people. Beyond copal, the Maya harnessed the aromatic properties of other sacred plants. Tobacco, revered for its potent spiritual qualities, was burned as incense in rituals dedicated to deities such as Chark, the rain god. The aromatic dance of tobacco smoke was an offering, a sacred conversation with the forces that governed the natural world. The Maya also held the fragrant cacao bean in high esteem. Cacao, with its bitter elixir, was not only a culinary delight but a sacred substance consumed in ritualistic beverages. The aroma of cacao wafted through the air during ceremonies, where it was believed to facilitate communication with the spirit world. The Maya engaged in a sensory communion, sipping the aromatic elixir to connect with the divine energies that surrounded them. The sacred ballgame, a central aspect of Maya religious rituals, was not only a physical endeavor but a spiritual journey scented with the aroma of copal and other sacred offerings. The ball courts, adorned with carvings and glyphs, were spaces where the aromatic resonance of copal filled the air, transforming the game into a sacred enactment of cosmic forces. Both the Maya and Aztecs understood that scent was a language of the soul, a means of transcending the material and communing with the divine. The aromatic offerings were not mere gestures but profound expressions of reverence and devotion. In the temples, plazas, and homes of Mesoamerican civilizations, the scent of copal and other sacred aromas became a tangible manifestation of the spiritual journey undertaken by the people. As we traverse the remnants of ancient Maya and Aztec civilizations, we inhale the echoes of their sacred practices. The aromatic legacy of copal, vanilla, marigold, tobacco, and cacao lingers in the air, a testament to the profound connection these civilizations forged between the olfactory and the divine. In the fragrant tendrils of incense, we find the whispers of a time when the aromatic rituals of Mesoamerica transcended the mundane, guiding the souls of the people towards realms unseen. In the sacred tapestry of ancient Latin American cultures, copal and other fragrant substances emerged as ethereal bridges between the earthly and the divine. The significance of these aromatic offerings transcended the physical realm, becoming a language of the soul that facilitated communion with the gods. Let us unravel the intricate rituals surrounding scent in the temples and sacred spaces of civilizations like the Aztecs, Maya, and Inca, where copal, resins, and sacred herbs played a central role in the quest for spiritual connection. At the heart of these sacred practices stood copal, a resin derived from trees native to the region. Among the Aztecs, copal was not merely a substance but a sacred vehicle for communication with the divine. The Templo Maya, the principal temple in the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan, was adorned with copal braziers that burned incessantly, releasing fragrant plumes of smoke into the heavens. The scent of copal wafted through the sacred precincts, infusing the air with its sweet and earthy notes. Aztec priests, draped in ceremonial regalia, swung censers filled with burning copal during rituals. The rhythmic motion created a fragrant dance, an aromatic symphony that enveloped the temple in a sacred ambience. The Aztecs believed that the aromatic tendrils of copal smoke carried their prayers and offerings to the gods, forging a direct connection between the mortal and the divine. Copal, beyond its practical uses as incense, held symbolic significance in Aztec cosmology. Different varieties of copal were associated with specific deities and cosmic forces. The aromatic resin of the copalquehuatl tree, for example, was linked to Tlaloc, the rain god, and was often burned in ceremonies dedicated to agricultural fertility and rainfall. The Aztecs understood that the fragrance of copal was not a mere sensory experience but a sacred language that resonated with the spiritual energies they sought to invoke. The Maya, too, embraced copal in their religious practices. Palenque, a Maya city-state nestled in the dense jungles of present-day Mexico, revealed intricate carvings and murals depicting the ceremonial use of incense. Copal braziers swung by priests during rituals released fragrant smoke, creating an aromatic conduit between the earthly realm and the spirit world. The scent of copal was a key element in Maya ceremonies, a fragrant offering that symbolized their reverence for the forces that shaped their existence. In the Andean highlands, the Inca civilization also recognized the sacred properties of copal. The aromatic resin, known as mopa mopa, was burned in ceremonial spaces and temples. The Inca, with their intricate understanding of the natural world, believed that the fragrant smoke of copal purified the air and sanctified the spaces where they communed with their deities. Beyond copal, various fragrant substances played crucial roles in connecting with the divine in ancient Latin American cultures. The Maya, for instance, held the intoxicating aroma of vanilla in high regard. Vanilla orchids, with their fragrant beans, were not only used for culinary purposes but also as offerings in sacred rituals. The Maya incorporated vanilla into their ceremonies, infusing the air with its sweet and comforting fragrance as an act of devotion. In the high-altitude regions, the Inca utilized the aromatic properties of sacred herbs. The Queol flower, with its delicate blossoms and sweet scent, was considered sacred and used in rituals dedicated to the mountain deities. The aromatic essence of Queol became a medium through which the Inca expressed their reverence for the towering peaks that surrounded them. Sage, with its purifying and aromatic properties, held a prominent place in the rituals of various indigenous groups. The Aztecs, in particular, burned sage as a form of incense in their ceremonies. The aromatic smoke of sage was believed to cleanse the sacred spaces, purifying both the physical and spiritual realms. The scent of sage became a transformative force, creating an atmosphere conducive to spiritual communion. Flowers, with their vibrant hues and fragrant blooms, were woven into the ceremonial fabric of ancient Latin American cultures. The marigold, or cempasúchil in Nahuatl, held special significance among the Aztecs. Beyond its visual beauty, the marigold exuded a sweet and earthy fragrance that symbolized the impermanence of life. During the Dia de los Muertos, altars and graves were adorned with marigold flowers, their aromatic essence believed to guide the spirits of the departed back to the world of the living. In the Amazon rainforest, the aromatic bounty extended to plants like the copaiba tree. Copaiba resin, with its woody and resinous scent, was used ceremonially by indigenous tribes. The aromatic essence of copaiba was believed to have purifying properties, creating an olfactory ambience that enhanced the spiritual aspects of rituals. The sacred practices of ancient Latin American cultures went beyond the sensory experience of scent. they were profound expressions of the human spirit reaching out to the divine. The intricate rituals surrounding copal, vanilla, sage, flowers, and other fragrant substances were a testament to the reverence these civilizations held for the unseen forces that shaped their cosmos. Temples, with their towering structures and intricately carved facades, became vessels for the aromatic offerings that ascended to the heavens. The air in these sacred spaces was dense with the fragrant whispers of copal and other sacred aromas, creating an environment where the earthly and the divine intermingled. The rituals were not mere ceremonies but aromatic journeys that transcended the material world, inviting the participants to navigate the spiritual realms through the olfactory senses. As we immerse ourselves in the aromatic legacy of ancient Latin American cultures, we witness the intricate dance between mortals and the divine. The fragrant offerings were not just symbolic gestures but tangible expressions of devotion, weaving a fragrant tapestry that connected the sacred with the everyday. In the aromatic tendrils of copal, vanilla, sage, and flowers, we find the echoes of a time when the olfactory realm was a sacred language, speaking to the gods and forging a profound connection between humanity and the divine. Chapter 3: Aromatic Adornments, Perfumes and Cosmetics in Ancient Societies. In the intricate tapestry of ancient Latin American cultures, cosmetic and perfumery practices were not merely indulgences but sacred rituals deeply intertwined with spirituality, status, and the expression of cultural identity. Let's embark on a fragrant journey through the cosmetic and perfumery traditions of civilizations like the Aztecs, Maya, and Inca, where aromatic substances, vibrant pigments, and botanical elixirs adorned the body in a celebration of beauty and cultural significance. In the cosmopolitan hub of the Aztec Empire, the art of adornment reached sublime heights. The Aztecs, with their advanced knowledge of botanicals, harnessed the aromatic properties of various plants for cosmetic and perfumery purposes. Cacao, beyond its role in rituals, was also utilized in cosmetic applications. The Aztecs ground cacao beans into a paste, which, when applied to the skin, not only contributed to a lustrous complexion but also exuded a subtle and enticing aroma. Precious resins, such as copal and amber, were transformed into aromatic ointments and perfumes. The Aztecs crafted scented pomades by combining these resins with other botanical extracts. The result was not just a cosmetic enhancement but a fragrant veil that accompanied individuals as they moved through the vibrant city of Tenochtitlan. The vibrant hues of flowers were not only appreciated for their visual appeal but also for their aromatic contributions to cosmetics. The Aztecs extracted essential oils from flowers like marigold and blended them into perfumes. The sweet and earthy scents of these floral concoctions adorned the Aztec elite, turning the act of cosmetic application into a fragrant ritual that transcended mere adornment. In the Maya civilization, beauty practices were equally sophisticated. The Maya utilized achiote seeds, known for their vivid red hue, to create cosmetic pigments. Achiote paste, when applied to the skin, not only added a burst of color but also carried a faint, earthy fragrance. The Maya embraced the dual nature of cosmetics, where visual allure and aromatic charm were seamlessly woven together. Perfumes, or ixtachuihuitzli in Nahuatl, were an integral part of Maya beauty rituals. Fragrant woods, such as the aromatic sapodilla, were distilled to extract essential oils used in perfume making. The Maya understood the power of scent in enhancing personal allure, and their perfumes were carefully curated blends that reflected both aesthetic and olfactory considerations. Beyond aromatic botanicals, the Maya harnessed the unique properties of natural minerals. Vermilion, a bright red pigment derived from cinnabar, adorned the lips and face, adding not only a striking visual element but also a subtle, mineral fragrance. The scent of cinnabar became synonymous with Maya cosmetic practices, creating an olfactory signature that distinguished them in the vast Mesoamerican landscape. In the high-altitude realms of the Inca civilization, the art of adornment was intertwined with reverence for the natural world. The Inca, with their profound connection to the Andean landscape, utilized indigenous plants for cosmetic and perfumery purposes. The cual flower, with its aromatic blossoms, was infused into oils that adorned the skin and hair, creating a fragrant homage to the flora that thrived in the lofty peaks. The Inca elite crafted perfumes known as nahui lacta, meaning eye of the people in Quechua. These perfumes were made from a combination of botanical extracts, including the aromatic resins of copaiba and the fragrant flowers of the cuol. The scent of Nahui lacta permeated the air, leaving a trace of the Incas' olfactory identity wherever they went. Cosmetic and perfumery practices were not confined to the elite, they permeated the everyday lives of the people in these ancient cultures. In both the bustling markets and the serene courtyards, the aroma of botanical essences and perfumed oils wafted through the air, creating an olfactory tapestry that reflected the diversity and richness of their cosmetic traditions. The act of perfuming extended beyond personal adornment into the spiritual realm. The Aztecs, in particular, incorporated perfumed rituals into their religious practices. Copal, with its sacred fragrance, was burned as incense, filling temples and ceremonial spaces with an ethereal aroma. The smoke of copal was believed to carry prayers to the gods, creating a fragrant bridge between the earthly and the divine. Aromatic rituals also played a role in courtship and romantic expressions. The Maya, enamored with the scents of their natural surroundings, exchanged perfumed gifts as tokens of affection. Floral garlands and scented sachets adorned with fragrant petals became symbols of love, carrying not only visual beauty but also the alluring essence of nature. In the world of the Aztecs, the use of perfumes extended to ceremonies of purification. Sweating baths scented with aromatic herbs and flowers were not only a means of physical cleansing but also a spiritual purification ritual. The aromatic steam enveloped individuals in a fragrant cocoon, cleansing not just the body but also the spirit. The cosmopolitan influences of these ancient cultures are evident in their trade networks, where aromatic substances were prized commodities. The Mayans, for instance, traded in aromatic resins like copal, establishing connections that stretched across the expansive Mesoamerican landscape. These aromatic treasures were not only symbols of wealth but also conduits of cultural exchange, carrying the scents of distant lands to new territories. In the art of cosmetic and perfumery practices, ancient Latin American cultures created a sensory landscape that mirrored their profound connection with the natural world and the divine. Adornment was not a superficial act but a cultural expression that wove together aesthetics, spirituality, and the aromatic bounty of the land. As we explore the remnants of these ancient civilizations, we inhale the fragrant echoes of their cosmetic and perfumery rituals, catching a whiff of the complex and enchanting aromas that once graced the vibrant tapestry of Mesoamerican life. In the ancient landscapes of Latin America, personal adornment transcended mere aesthetics. It was a sacred and cultural practice that wove together the aromatic treasures of the land with rituals of beauty and expressions of identity. Scented oils, balms, and cosmetics were not just embellishments but intricate tools that shaped the olfactory and visual identity of civilizations like the Aztecs, Maya, and Inca. Let's embark on a fragrant journey through the aromatic rituals of personal adornment, where botanical elixirs and pigments became conduits for cultural expression and spiritual significance. In the bustling markets of Tenochtitlan, the Aztec capital, scented oils were prized commodities. The Aztecs, with their sophisticated knowledge of botany, extracted essential oils from aromatic plants like Zookinocastli and Capali. These oils, infused with the earthy and sweet fragrances of the flora, were not only used for personal adornment but also played a crucial role in religious ceremonies. The aromatic essence of these oils became an invisible adornment, creating an olfactory aura that accompanied individuals as they navigated the vibrant city. The art of personal adornment extended beyond the elite. It was a practice embraced by people from all walks of life. Both men and women adorned their bodies with scented oils, using them not only for aesthetic purposes but also as a means of social communication. Different scents conveyed various messages, from status to spiritual affiliations, creating a nuanced olfactory language within Aztec society. The Aztecs understood that the aromatic realm was a direct pathway to the divine. Copal, a resin extracted from native trees, was transformed into perfumed balms and oils. These copal-infused concoctions were used in ceremonies dedicated to the gods, creating an aromatic bridge between the earthly and the spiritual. The scent of copal, with its sacred resonance, adorned the body in rituals that transcended the mundane and reached towards the celestial. Cosmetics, too, played a pivotal role in the Aztec pursuit of beauty. Achiote seeds, known for their vibrant red hue, were ground into a paste and applied to the skin. Beyond the visual allure, achiote paste carried a faint, earthy fragrance, turning the act of cosmetic application into a fragrant ritual. The red pigment symbolized not only beauty but also the connection to the sacred, as the Aztecs believed that the rich color echoed the vitality of the sun. In the Maya civilization, cosmetics and scented oils were intricately woven into the fabric of daily life. The Maya, with their advanced understanding of the botanical world, extracted essential oils from aromatic plants like copal, vanilla, and the sapodilla tree. These oils, with their complex and alluring fragrances, became key components of Maya cosmetic and perfumery practices. The Maya adorned their bodies with pigments derived from natural sources, creating a vibrant palette that reflected their connection to the environment. The distinctive red hue of cinnabar, a mercury sulfide mineral, adorned the lips and face, adding not only color but also a subtle mineral fragrance. The scent of cinnabar became synonymous with Maya cosmetic practices, creating an olfactory signature that distinguished them in the vast Mesoamerican landscape. Perfumes, or ixtac-huihuitzli in Nahuatl, were essential elements of Maya beauty rituals. Fragrant woods, such as the aromatic sapodilla, were distilled to extract essential oils used in perfume making. The Maya understood that the power of scent extended beyond personal allure. It was a cultural expression that spoke to their reverence for nature and the divine. In the high-altitude realms of the Inca civilization, personal adornment was a celebration of the natural world. The Inca, with their deep connection to the Andean landscape, utilized indigenous plants for cosmetic and perfumery purposes. The cual flower, with its aromatic blossoms, was transformed into oils that adorned the skin and hair, creating a fragrant homage to the flora that thrived in the lofty peaks. Balms infused with aromatic botanicals were not only aesthetic enhancements but also therapeutic agents. The Inca utilized the aromatic properties of plants like muna, known for its refreshing and invigorating scent. Muna-infused balms were applied to the body in rituals that revitalized both the physical and spiritual aspects of individuals. Cosmetic practices were not limited to personal adornment, they played a role in expressing cultural identity and social roles. The elaborate headdresses and body paint worn by individuals during ceremonial occasions were not just visual statements but aromatic expressions of cultural pride. The scents of aromatic oils and pigments became olfactory symbols that spoke to the wearer's role in society, whether it be a priest, warrior, or celebrant. The use of scented oils, balms, and cosmetics in ancient Latin American cultures went beyond the realms of personal vanity. It was a cultural tapestry that reflected the interconnectedness of humanity with the natural and spiritual realms. Adornment was not a superficial act but a sensory journey that engaged the olfactory senses, inviting individuals to explore the aromatic treasures of their environment and express their identity through scent. Trade routes became conduits for the exchange of aromatic substances, enriching the cosmetic practices of these civilizations. The Mayans, for instance, traded in aromatic resins like copal, establishing connections that stretched across the expansive Mesoamerican landscape. These aromatic treasures were not only symbols of wealth but also vessels of cultural exchange, carrying the scents of distant lands to new territories. As we traverse the remnants of ancient Latin American civilizations, we encounter the fragrant echoes of their cosmetic and perfumery practices. The scented oils, balms, and cosmetics not only adorned the body but also served as aromatic vessels of cultural expression and spiritual connection. In the olfactory signatures of achiote, copal, muna, and sapodilla, we find the whispers of a time when personal adornment was a fragrant journey through the landscapes of beauty, culture, and spirituality. In the rich tapestry of ancient Latin American cultures, the artistry of fragrance in body adornment was not merely a cosmetic pursuit but a profound expression of cultural identity and spirituality. The use of specific scents went beyond mere olfactory pleasure, it held symbolic significance, weaving together a sensory language that spoke to the essence of individuality, societal roles, and the connection between the earthly and the divine. Let's explore the aromatic artistry of body adornment in civilizations like the Aztecs, Maya, and Inca, where each scent carried a unique symbolism, echoing through time. In the heart of the Aztec Empire, the art of fragrance was a vibrant mosaic of botanical essences, resins, and aromatic concoctions. Copal, the sacred resin, held a central place in Aztec body adornment. Beyond its use as incense in rituals, copal was transformed into aromatic balms and oils. The scent of copal, with its sweet and earthy notes, became an invisible adornment that accompanied individuals as they navigated the bustling city of Tenochtitlan. The symbolism of copal extended beyond its aromatic allure; it carried profound spiritual significance. The Aztecs believed that the fragrance of copal was a direct bridge to the gods, a means of communication between the mortal and the divine. When applied to the body, copal-infused balms became an olfactory offering, adorning individuals in a fragrant cloak that symbolized their connection to the sacred. Achiote, with its vibrant red hue, played a dual role in Aztec body adornment. Beyond its visual symbolism, achiote carried a subtle, earthy fragrance. The paste made from achiote seeds was applied to the skin, creating a fragrant veil that added both color and scent to the body. The aromatic essence of achiote became a sensory expression of vitality and connection to the life-giving forces of the sun. The marigold, or cempasúchil in Nahuatl, was another botanical treasure embraced by the Aztecs. Beyond its use in rituals and ceremonies, marigold petals were infused into oils, creating fragrant elixirs that adorned the body. The sweet and earthy scent of marigold held symbolic significance, representing the impermanence of life. During the Dia de los Muertos, altars and graves were adorned with marigold flowers, their aromatic essence believed to guide the spirits of the departed back to the world of the living. The symbolism of fragrance extended to the Maya civilization, where the aromatic artistry of body adornment was woven into the fabric of daily life. Essential oils extracted from aromatic plants like copal, vanilla, and the sapodilla tree became key elements in Maya body adornment. These oils, with their complex and alluring fragrances, became personal signatures that echoed through the thriving city-states of the Maya. In Maya rituals, individuals adorned themselves with scented oils as a means of communion with the divine. The scent of copal, when applied to the body, became a tangible manifestation of the sacred, transforming individuals into aromatic vessels of spiritual connection. The Maya understood that the artistry of fragrance was not limited to the visual; it extended to the olfactory, creating a harmonious symphony of sensory experiences. Vanilla, with its sweet and comforting fragrance, held a special place in Maya body adornment. Beyond its culinary uses, vanilla orchids were cultivated for their aromatic essence. The Maya incorporated vanilla into oils, creating fragrant elixirs that adorned the body. The scent of vanilla became a cultural expression, symbolizing not only beauty but also the sensual pleasures of life. In the high-altitude realms of the Inca civilization, the artistry of fragrance in body adornment was intertwined with the reverence for nature. Indigenous plants like the cual flower, with its aromatic blossoms, were transformed into oils that adorned the skin and hair. The scent of cual became a fragrant homage to the Andean landscape, a sensory expression of the Incas' connection to the lofty peaks that surrounded them. Aromatic balms infused with botanicals like muna, known for its refreshing and invigorating scent, played a therapeutic role in Inca body adornment. The aromatic essence of muna, when applied to the body, became a revitalizing ritual that engaged not only the senses but also the spirit. The Inca understood that fragrance was a holistic experience, a means of enhancing both physical and spiritual well-being. In the symbolic language of fragrance, the Inca crafted perfumes known as nawi lacta, meaning eye of the people in Quechua. These perfumes, made from a combination of aromatic resins and flowers, became olfactory symbols that spoke to the wearer's cultural identity. The scent of nawi lacta permeated the air, leaving a fragrant trace that distinguished the Inca in the vast Andean landscape. The symbolic use of fragrance extended beyond individual adornment to societal roles and cultural expressions. In the art of body paint and headdresses worn during ceremonial occasions, the choice of aromatic substances played a pivotal role. The scents of copal, muna, and other botanical treasures became olfactory symbols that spoke to the wearer's role in society, whether it be a priest, warrior, or celebrant. Trade routes, stretching across the expansive landscapes of Mesoamerica and the Andes, facilitated the exchange of aromatic substances. The Mayans, for instance, traded in copal and vanilla, enriching their aromatic repertoire with treasures from distant lands. These aromatic commodities were not just commodities but vessels of cultural exchange, carrying the scents of different regions and civilizations. As we explore the remnants of ancient Latin American cultures, we encounter the fragrant echoes of their aromatic artistry in body adornment. The scented oils, balms, and cosmetics not only adorned the body but also served as aromatic vessels of cultural expression and spiritual connection. In the olfactory signatures of copal, achiote, vanilla, and cuol, we find the whispers of a time when personal adornment was a fragrant journey through the landscapes of beauty, culture, and spirituality. Chapter 4: Trade Routes and Aromatic Exchanges, Fragrance Beyond Borders. In the vast and diverse landscapes of ancient Latin America, trade routes served as aromatic arteries, facilitating the exchange of precious treasures that transcended mere commodities. These routes, weaving through the dense jungles, high-altitude peaks, and expansive plains, became conduits for the flow of aromatic substances, botanical elixirs, and fragrant treasures that enriched the cultural and olfactory tapestry of civilizations such as the Aztecs, Maya, and Inca. Let's embark on a fragrant journey through the trade routes that connected the aromatic realms of ancient Latin America. The Aztecs, with their bustling capital of Tenochtitlan situated in the heart of present-day Mexico, were central players in the intricate network of trade routes that crisscrossed Mesoamerica. The markets of Tenochtitlan, known as Tlatelolco, were vibrant hubs where a plethora of goods, including aromatic treasures, changed hands. Here, traders from different regions converged, bringing with them the olfactory richness of their respective landscapes. Copal, the sacred resin extracted from native trees, was a prized aromatic commodity that flowed through these trade routes. The Aztecs, recognizing the spiritual and cultural significance of copal, sought it eagerly for use in rituals, ceremonies, and personal adornment. The aromatic resin journeyed from the tropical regions where it was harvested to the highlands and lowlands, enriching the aromatic repertoire of diverse communities along the way. Vanilla, with its sweet and comforting fragrance, was another aromatic gem that traversed the trade routes of Mesoamerica. Cultivated primarily by the Totonac people in the region of modern-day Veracruz, vanilla pods made their way to the markets of Tenochtitlan. The scent of vanilla, beyond its culinary uses, became a cultural expression, infusing the air with its alluring fragrance as it journeyed through the trade networks. Achiote, with its vibrant red seeds, was a botanical treasure that added not only color but also fragrance to the trade routes. Harvested in the tropical lowlands, achiote seeds were exchanged for other goods, carrying with them the earthy and subtly aromatic essence that enriched the palate of different regions. The symbolism and aroma of achiote became a cultural link, connecting diverse communities across Mesoamerica. In the Maya civilization, the trade routes stretched across the dense jungles and interconnected city-states, facilitating the exchange of aromatic substances that played a crucial role in daily life and rituals. Copal, with its sacred fragrance, was a key aromatic commodity that flowed through these routes. Traders navigated the labyrinthine paths, transporting copal from the resin-rich regions to the bustling markets where it found its way into religious ceremonies and personal adornment. Vanilla, too, was part of the aromatic caravan that traversed Maya trade routes. The Maya, enamored with the sweet and comforting fragrance of vanilla, traded it with neighboring communities. Vanilla pods, with their aromatic bounty, became cultural ambassadors, carrying the olfactory identity of the regions where they were cultivated. The Maya, with their sophisticated understanding of botany, also exchanged essential oils extracted from aromatic plants. The sapodilla tree, known for its fragrant wood, contributed to the aromatic wealth that flowed through the trade routes. Essential oils from sapodilla and other aromatic botanicals became part of the olfactory currency, enhancing the sensory experiences of different communities along the way. As trade routes extended into the high-altitude realms of the Inca civilization, the exchange of aromatic treasures reached new heights, quite literally. The Inca, with their intricate terraced landscapes and mountainous terrain, established trade networks that connected the coastal regions, highlands, and the jungles. These routes facilitated the flow of aromatic substances that held both cultural and spiritual significance. Copaiba resin, derived from the copaiba tree, was a fragrant offering that journeyed through the Inca trade routes. Used ceremonially and medicinally, copaiba resin became a valuable aromatic commodity exchanged among different regions. The scent of copaiba wafted through the air, leaving fragrant traces in the mountainous landscapes where it was revered. The Cual flower, with its aromatic blossoms, added a touch of fragrance to the trade routes of the Inca civilization. The aromatic essence of Cual, transformed into oils and balms, adorned the bodies of individuals across different regions. As traders traversed the high-altitude peaks, they carried with them the olfactory identity of the Andean landscapes, enriching the cultural tapestry of the Inca territories. Trade routes were not mere conduits for aromatic substances, they were cultural arteries that facilitated the exchange of ideas, customs, and scents. The aromas of one region mingled with those of another, creating a sensory amalgamation that enriched the diverse civilizations of ancient Latin America. The trade of aromatic treasures was a reciprocal dance, where each region contributed to the olfactory symphony of the others. In the cosmopolitan hubs of ancient Latin American civilizations, such as the markets of Tenochtitlan and the plazas of Maya city-states, traders engaged in the aromatic commerce of botanicals, resins, and fragrant concoctions. The scent of copal, vanilla, achiote, and other aromatic treasures filled the air, creating olfactory landscapes that mirrored the cultural diversity of the regions connected by the trade routes. Beyond the exchange of aromatic substances, trade routes facilitated the movement of skilled artisans who carried the knowledge of botanical extraction, perfume making, and cosmetic practices. The expertise in capturing and harnessing fragrances became a cultural currency that transcended geographical boundaries. The scent of copal, skillfully transformed into incense or aromatic oils, became a shared language that resonated across the diverse civilizations of ancient Latin America. As we traverse the remnants of these ancient trade routes, we encounter the fragrant echoes of a time when aromatic treasures were not just commodities but vessels of cultural exchange. The scents of copal, vanilla, achiote, and Cual linger in the air, whispering the tales of a diverse and interconnected world where trade routes carried not only goods but the aromatic essence of civilizations that thrived along the expansive landscapes of Mesoamerica and the Andes. In the intricate tapestry of ancient Latin American cultures, the cross-cultural exchange of scents was a phenomenon that wove together diverse regions, fostering an aromatic language that transcended geographical boundaries. The rich exchange of botanical treasures, aromatic substances, and fragrance-making techniques created a unique olfactory landscape where different civilizations influenced one another, leading to the creation of distinctive fragrance blends. Let's embark on a fragrant journey through the interwoven realms of the Aztecs, Maya, and Inca, exploring how the aromatic essences of various regions converged and mingled. In the bustling markets of Tenochtitlan, the Aztec capital, the convergence of different regions created a vibrant crossroads of scents. Traders from the tropical lowlands, where copal resin was abundant, exchanged aromatic treasures with those from the highlands and the coastal regions. Copal, with its sacred and earthy fragrance, became a symbolic bridge that connected diverse cultural landscapes. The Maya civilization, with its network of city-states nestled in the dense jungles, engaged in extensive trade that facilitated the cross-cultural adoption of scents. The aromatic bounty of the Maya lowlands, including copal, vanilla, and the sapodilla tree, became part of the olfactory repertoire that spread through the trade routes. The sweet and comforting fragrance of vanilla, cultivated primarily by the Totonac people, traversed the jungles, leaving fragrant imprints in different Maya city-states. The exchange of scents went beyond mere commodities. It was a cultural dialogue where the olfactory identity of one region influenced and enriched another. Copal, a sacred resin used in Maya rituals, became a shared fragrance that transcended geographical boundaries. The scent of copal wafted through ceremonial spaces in various city-states, creating an olfactory continuity that echoed the spiritual interconnectedness of the Maya civilization. In the high-altitude realms of the Inca civilization, where terraced landscapes and lofty peaks defined the cultural and geographical contours, cross-cultural adoption of scents took on a unique flavor. The aromatic treasures of the Andean landscape, including copaiba resin and the fragrant Kuol flower, became part of the olfactory mosaic that connected different regions. Copaiba resin, derived from the copaiba tree, found its way from the Amazon rainforest to the mountainous regions of the Andes through trade routes. The aromatic essence of copaiba, with its woody and resinous notes, became a fragrant bridge that united the diverse ecosystems within the vast Inca territories. Traders traversed the rugged landscapes, carrying with them the olfactory identity of the Amazon and Andean regions. The Kuol flower, with its aromatic blossoms, added a touch of fragrance to the cross-cultural exchange in the Inca civilization. The aromatic essence of Kuol, transformed into oils and balms, adorned the bodies of individuals across different regions. As traders navigated the high-altitude peaks, they carried with them the olfactory identity of the Andean landscapes, creating a sensory continuity that echoed through the diverse terrains of the Inca territories. The cross-cultural adoption of scents in ancient Latin American cultures was not limited to botanical substances alone. The art of perfumery and fragrance-making techniques were exchanged, creating a shared knowledge that permeated different civilizations. The Maya, with their advanced understanding of essential oils, shared their expertise in distillation with neighboring regions. Fragrance-making techniques, including the extraction of essential oils from aromatic botanicals, became part of the cultural exchange that shaped the olfactory landscape. The Maya, for instance, distilled fragrant woods like the sapodilla tree to create essential oils. This knowledge traversed trade routes, reaching the Aztec and Inca civilizations, where it contributed to the creation of unique fragrance blends that reflected the cultural crosscurrents of ancient Latin America. The markets and trade hubs, such as Tlatelolco in Tenochtitlan and the plazas of Maya city-states, became melting pots of scents where different regions converged. Fragrant substances, including copal, vanilla, achiote, and aromatic resins, mingled in these cosmopolitan spaces, creating olfactory symphonies that reflected the diversity of the ancient Latin American world. The cross-cultural adoption of scents was not merely a commercial exchange, it was a cultural tapestry where the aromas of one region blended with those of another, giving rise to new and unique olfactory expressions. Beyond the aromatic substances, the cultural symbolism associated with scents became part of the cross-cultural exchange. Copal, with its sacred connotations in Maya and Aztec rituals, transcended regional boundaries, becoming a shared symbol of spiritual reverence. The scent of copal, when burned as incense, created a fragrant language that communicated the divine in different civilizations, fostering a cultural continuity that went beyond geographical distinctions. The cross-cultural adoption of scents also played a pivotal role in personal adornment and beauty practices. Cosmetic and perfumery traditions, enriched by the exchange of aromatic knowledge, became shared cultural expressions. Essential oils extracted from aromatic plants, whether it be copal, vanilla, or fragrant woods, adorned the bodies of individuals across different regions, creating a harmonious blend of olfactory identities. The Mayan influence in the cosmopolitan hubs of ancient Latin American civilizations extended beyond botanicals and fragrances. The Maya, with their advanced understanding of body adornment and cosmetics, shared their expertise with neighboring regions. Cosmetic practices, including the use of achiote for pigments and scented oils for personal adornment, influenced the beauty rituals of the Aztecs and Inca. The symbolic significance of scents, rooted in the cultural practices of one region, found resonance in others through the cross-cultural adoption of aromatic traditions. Achiote, with its vibrant red hue and earthy fragrance, became a shared symbol of beauty and vitality. The cultural significance of achiote transcended Maya territories, influencing the cosmetic practices and symbolism of beauty in the Aztec and Inca civilizations. Trade routes, extending across the expansive landscapes of Mesoamerica and the Andes, facilitated not only the exchange of aromatic substances but also the mingling of cultural symbols and practices. The cross-cultural adoption of scents was a dynamic process where different civilizations influenced and enriched one another, creating a shared olfactory heritage that echoed through time. As we traverse the remnants of ancient Latin American cultures, we encounter the fragrant echoes of a time when scents were not mere commodities but vessels of cultural exchange. The cross-cultural adoption of aromatic traditions created a tapestry of olfactory expressions that transcended geographical boundaries, reflecting the interconnectedness and shared cultural heritage of the Aztecs, Maya, and Inca civilizations. In the mingling aromas of copal, vanilla, achiote, and cuol, we find the whispers of a cross-cultural dialogue that shaped the aromatic landscapes of ancient Latin America. In the intricate tapestry of ancient Latin American cultures, aromatic trade networks were not just economic lifelines but threads that wove together diverse civilizations, fostering cultural exchange and influencing the socio-cultural fabric. The trade of aromatic substances, including precious resins, botanical elixirs, and fragrant treasures, had far-reaching economic and cultural implications that shaped the identities of civilizations like the Aztecs, Maya, and Inca. Let's embark on a fragrant journey through the economic and cultural dimensions of aromatic trade networks in ancient Latin America. At the heart of the economic implications lay the trade routes that connected distant regions, facilitating the exchange of aromatic treasures. These trade networks were arteries through which precious commodities like copal, vanilla, achiote, and fragrant woods flowed, transforming them into economic assets that fueled the prosperity of civilizations. In the Aztec Empire, the markets of Tenochtitlan, particularly Tlatelolco, were bustling hubs of economic activity. The trade of aromatic substances played a pivotal role in the economic prosperity of the Aztecs. Copal, the sacred resin central to Aztec rituals and personal adornment, became a valuable commodity that flowed through the extensive trade networks. Traders from different regions brought copal from the tropical lowlands, where it was harvested, to the highlands and urban centers, creating a thriving economic exchange. The economic implications extended beyond mere commodities. They influenced the social hierarchy and status within Aztec society. Aromatic substances, particularly those with sacred or exotic connotations, became symbols of wealth and prestige. Individuals adorned with fragrant oils, resins, and perfumes signaled their economic standing, creating a visual and olfactory language of social distinction. Vanilla, cultivated primarily by the Totonac people in the Gulf Coast region, became a sought-after aromatic treasure in Aztec markets. The economic implications of vanilla trade extended to the Totonac themselves, enhancing their economic standing and contributing to the prosperity of their communities. The trade of vanilla pods created economic interdependencies that linked the coastal regions with the urban centers of the Aztec Empire. The Maya civilization, with its intricate city-states nestled in the dense jungles, engaged in a complex web of trade that had profound economic implications. The aromatic bounty of the Maya lowlands, including copal, vanilla, and fragrant woods, became commodities that enriched the economic tapestry of different city-states. The trade of these aromatic substances contributed to the wealth and prosperity of Maya urban centers. The economic significance of aromatic trade was not confined to the elite, it permeated all strata of society. Local markets, where traders exchanged aromatic treasures, became economic engines that sustained both urban and rural communities. The economic implications of aromatic trade were visible in the flourishing city-states of Tikal, Copan, and Calakmul, where the exchange of scents contributed to the economic vibrancy of these cultural hubs. The Inca Empire, with its vast terraced landscapes and high-altitude realms, established trade networks that facilitated the exchange of aromatic treasures. Copaiba resin, derived from the copaiba tree in the Amazon rainforest, became a fragrant offering that journeyed through the Inca trade routes. The economic implications of copaiba trade were significant, connecting the Andean highlands with the lush ecosystems of the Amazon. The economic prosperity of the Inca Empire, fueled in part by aromatic trade, had social and cultural ramifications. The exchange of copaiba resin and other aromatic substances contributed to the centralized economic structure of the Inca civilization. Control over aromatic resources became a source of political power, influencing the economic dynamics within the vast territories governed by the Inca. Trade routes, stretching across the expansive landscapes of Mesoamerica and the Andes, not only facilitated the economic exchange of aromatic substances but also fostered cultural connections. The cultural implications of aromatic trade networks were profound, influencing religious practices, artistic expressions, and societal norms. The Aztecs, with their cosmopolitan influences, embraced the cultural dimensions of aromatic trade. Copal, beyond its economic value, played a central role in Aztec religious ceremonies. The economic exchange of copal influenced the spiritual practices of the Aztecs, creating a cultural synthesis where aromatic substances became conduits for connecting the earthly with the divine. The fragrant trails of copal smoke in temples and ceremonial spaces spoke to the cultural interweaving of economic and spiritual realms. Vanilla, with its sweet and comforting fragrance, found its way into the cultural and culinary practices of the Aztecs. The economic implications of vanilla trade extended to the cultural sphere, influencing Aztec cuisine and rituals. Vanilla, with its exotic and alluring scent, became a cultural symbol that transcended its economic value, leaving fragrant imprints on Aztec cultural expressions. In the Maya civilization, the economic and cultural dimensions of aromatic trade were inseparable. The exchange of copal, vanilla, and fragrant woods influenced Maya religious practices, where the scents of these aromatic substances played a role in invoking the divine. The economic significance of aromatic trade contributed to the Maya worldview, where the exchange of scents had spiritual and cultural implications that resonated through the jungles and city-states. The cultural implications of aromatic trade were evident in Maya art and symbolism. The fragrant bounty of the Maya lowlands found expression in artistic representations, where aromatic plants and resins adorned murals, pottery, and textiles. The scents exchanged through trade became embedded in the cultural tapestry of the Maya, influencing not only their economic practices but also their artistic expressions. In the Inca Empire, where the rugged terrains and diverse ecosystems shaped the cultural dynamics, aromatic trade had profound cultural implications. Copaiba resin, with its sacred and fragrant essence, became an integral part of Inca religious ceremonies. The economic exchange of copaiba influenced the spiritual practices of the Inca, where the fragrant smoke of copaiba resin filled temples and ceremonial spaces, creating a cultural fusion of economic and spiritual significance. The cultural dimensions of aromatic trade extended to personal adornment and beauty practices. Essential oils and fragrant substances exchanged through trade became part of the olfactory identity of individuals across different civilizations. The scents of copal, vanilla, archiote, and frag. Chapter 5: Fading Fragrances, the Enduring Legacy of Ancient Aromas. The arrival of European colonizers in ancient Latin America marked a profound turning point in the region's history, triggering a cascade of changes that reverberated through cultural practices, including the cherished traditions surrounding scents. The decline of ancient scent traditions in the wake of colonization was not only an olfactory shift but a seismic cultural transformation that reshaped the identities of civilizations like the Aztecs, Maya, and Inca. Let's delve into the complex narrative of how the arrival of European colonizers led to the erosion of ancient scent traditions and the subsequent alterations in cultural practices. The Spanish conquest of the Aztec Empire, led by Hernán Cortés in the early 16th century, brought about a radical shift in the socio-cultural landscape of Mesoamerica. The Aztecs, with their rich aromatic traditions centered around copal, archiote, and other botanical treasures, faced the encroachment of a foreign worldview that often regarded their practices as heathen or pagan. The religious syncretism that followed the Spanish conquest had a profound impact on ancient scent traditions. The Aztecs, who had long used copal resin in their religious ceremonies to communicate with their gods, found their sacred practices suppressed or forced into Christian frameworks. The scent of copal, once an integral part of Aztec spirituality, became entangled with the incense of Catholic rituals, marking the beginning of a decline in the distinctive olfactory identity that had defined Aztec religious practices. The economic implications of colonization also played a role in the decline of ancient scent traditions. The Spanish sought to exploit the resources of the New World for their economic benefit, and the aromatic treasures of Mesoamerica were no exception. The commodification of aromatic substances, such as copal and vanilla, disrupted the traditional trade networks and altered the economic dynamics that had sustained ancient scent traditions. The fragrant legacy of archiote, the vibrant red seed used for cosmetic and symbolic purposes, faced challenges as well. The cultural significance of archiote, deeply rooted in Aztec beauty rituals and symbolic expressions, began to wane as European colonizers introduced their own standards of beauty and adornment. The decline of ancient scent traditions became intertwined with broader changes in cultural aesthetics and perceptions of beauty. In the Maya civilization, the impact of European colonization was similarly transformative. The Spanish conquest, led by figures like Pedro de Alvarado, dismantled the intricate city-states and reshaped the socio-cultural landscape. The Maya, with their advanced understanding of botany and aromatic traditions centered around copal and vanilla, witnessed a decline in the continuity of their scent practices. The Mayas' sacred rituals, where the scent of copal played a central role in invoking the divine, underwent a significant shift. The Spanish introduced Christianity, and with it, new olfactory rituals. The mingling of scents in Maya ceremonies, once a conduit for spiritual communication, now faced the imposition of European incense and aromatic practices associated with Catholicism. The decline of ancient scent traditions mirrored the broader suppression of indigenous spiritual practices in the face of colonial conversion efforts. Vanilla, a precious aromatic commodity cultivated by the Totonac people, also faced challenges during the colonial era. The economic implications of vanilla trade shifted as European colonizers sought to control and monopolize its cultivation. The commodification of vanilla altered the dynamics of trade, and the traditional practices associated with its cultivation and use underwent transformations. In the high-altitude realms of the Inca civilization, where the Spanish conquistadors, led by Francisco Pizarro, initiated the conquest in the early 16th century, the decline of ancient scent traditions unfolded amidst the upheaval of Inca society. The fragrant offerings of copaiba resin and the aromatic practices associated with the Queol flower faced disruptions as the Spanish sought to reshape the cultural practices of the Andean people. The economic implications of colonization, including the extraction of precious resources like silver and gold, had a ripple effect on the decline of ancient scent traditions. The trade networks that had once facilitated the exchange of aromatic treasures were disrupted, and the economic dynamics shifted under the influence of European mercantilism. The decline of traditional trade routes diminished the flow of aromatic substances, contributing to the erosion of olfactory practices that had defined the Inca way of life. The religious and cultural syncretism imposed by the Spanish also played a role in the decline of ancient scent traditions in the Inca civilization. The sacred practices associated with copaiba resin and the Queol flower, which held deep spiritual significance for the Inca, were often suppressed or forced to adapt to the Christian paradigm introduced by the colonizers. The decline of these ancient scent traditions mirrored the broader transformations in the religious and cultural landscape of the Andean region. The imposition of European values and standards of beauty also influenced the decline of ancient scent traditions in terms of personal adornment and cosmetics. The traditional use of archiote, with its vibrant red hue and earthy fragrance, faced challenges as European ideals of beauty introduced new norms. The decline of ancient scent traditions in cosmetics reflected the broader changes in cultural aesthetics and perceptions of attractiveness under colonial influence. The erasure of indigenous languages and the imposition of European languages further contributed to the decline of ancient scent traditions. The rich vocabulary and cultural nuances associated with botanicals, fragrances, and aromatic practices were often lost or diluted as indigenous languages faced suppression. The decline of linguistic diversity echoed the broader cultural shifts brought about by European colonization, impacting the transmission of traditional knowledge and practices related to scents. Despite the decline of ancient scent traditions, it is important to acknowledge the resilience of indigenous cultures. While certain practices may have diminished or transformed, elements of ancient scent traditions persist in contemporary Latin American cultures. Efforts to reclaim and revitalize traditional knowledge surrounding aromatics, botanicals, and fragrances have gained momentum as communities strive to reconnect with their cultural heritage. In the vibrant tapestry of contemporary Latin American cultures, the enduring legacy of ancient aromas weaves a fragrant narrative that bridges the past and the present. While the arrival of European colonizers marked a transformative period that disrupted traditional scent practices, the resilience of indigenous communities has ensured the survival and revival of ancient aromas. From the preservation of traditional scents to their integration into modern rituals and celebrations, The olfactory heritage of ancient Latin America persists as a testament to cultural continuity, resilience, and the enduring connection between people and the scents that define their identities. The preservation of traditional scents in contemporary Latin American cultures is a profound acknowledgement of the importance of olfactory heritage. Indigenous communities, recognizing the cultural significance embedded in aromatic traditions, have made concerted efforts to safeguard and transmit this knowledge to future generations. Essential to this preservation is the continued cultivation and use of aromatic plants that have deep roots in ancient practices. Copal, the sacred resin that once adorned the ceremonial spaces of the Aztecs and Maya, maintains its relevance in contemporary indigenous rituals. The scent of copal continues to be a tangible link to spiritual practices, connecting individuals with their ancestral roots. The preservation of copal traditions goes beyond mere nostalgia. It is a deliberate effort to keep alive the olfactory language through which communities communicate with the divine. Similarly, the aromatic practices associated with vanilla persist in the Gulf Coast region of Mexico, where the Totonac people have cultivated this precious orchid for centuries. Despite the economic shifts and changes brought about by colonization, the cultivation and use of vanilla endure as a testament to the resilience of traditional practices. The scent of vanilla, once a cultural ambassador exchanged in ancient trade networks, remains a fragrant symbol of continuity and cultural pride. In the Andean regions, the fragrance of copaiba resin and the cual flower continues to be part of contemporary rituals. The aromatic practices associated with these botanical treasures hold deep spiritual significance for indigenous communities. The enduring presence of copaiba resin, extracted from the copaiba tree in the Amazon rainforest, reflects not only a commitment to preserving ancient scents but also an acknowledgement of the interconnectedness between ecosystems and cultural practices. The integration of ancient aromas into modern rituals and celebrations is a dynamic expression of cultural adaptation and innovation. In contemporary Latin American cultures, ancient scents have found new avenues of expression, enriching the tapestry of festivals, ceremonies, and daily life. The scent of copal, once reserved for religious ceremonies, now wafts through the air during cultural celebrations, becoming an integral part of community gatherings and events. The Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, celebrated in Mexico and other Latin American countries, is a poignant example of how ancient scents have been integrated into modern rituals. Marigold flowers, known as cempasúchil in Nahuatl, are not only visually vibrant but also carry a rich aroma. These fragrant blooms, traditionally used to honor the deceased in pre-Columbian cultures, continue to play a central role in Day of the Dead altars and offerings. The scent of marigolds becomes a bridge between the living and the departed, a fragrant remembrance that transcends generations. In the culinary realm, traditional scents have permeated contemporary Latin American cuisine, becoming essential elements of flavor profiles and cultural identity. Achiote, with its earthy fragrance and vibrant red hue, is still used as a natural coloring and flavoring agent in dishes across the region. The aromatic legacy of achiote is not confined to ancient practices but has evolved into a culinary tradition that delights the senses and connects individuals with their heritage through the olfactory experience of food. The art of perfumery, once associated with ancient civilizations like the Maya who crafted fragrant oils and elixirs, has also experienced a resurgence. Indigenous communities are reviving traditional perfume-making techniques, incorporating aromatic plants and resins into modern fragrance creations. This revival is not merely a nostalgic pursuit but a conscious effort to reclaim cultural identity through the olfactory arts. Contemporary artisans and perfumers draw inspiration from ancient aromatic traditions, infusing their creations with the scents that once adorned the bodies and sacred spaces of pre-Columbian civilizations. The intricate knowledge of botanicals, resins, and aromatic practices is being rediscovered and reinterpreted, creating modern fragrances that pay homage to the rich olfactory heritage of Latin America. The enduring legacy of ancient aromas extends to healing practices, where traditional scents are recognized for their therapeutic properties. Aromatic plants and resins, revered for their spiritual significance in ancient cultures, are now embraced for their holistic benefits. The revitalization of traditional medicinal practices includes the use of aromatic substances in aromatherapy, herbal remedies, and spiritual healing ceremonies. The integration of ancient scents into contemporary lifestyles is not merely a nostalgic endeavor but a dynamic process of cultural revitalization. Indigenous communities are reclaiming their olfactory heritage as a source of pride, resilience, and cultural empowerment. The scents that once defined ancient rituals and daily life are finding new expressions, adapting to the complexities of the modern world while maintaining their cultural significance. In conclusion, the enduring legacy of ancient aromas in contemporary Latin American cultures reflects a profound connection between people, their ancestral roots, and the scents that define their identities. From the preservation of traditional scents to their integration into modern rituals and celebrations, the olfactory heritage of ancient Latin America persists as a living testament to cultural continuity, resilience, and the timeless bond between individuals and the fragrant echoes of their history.